Oma awo bezara guru pema sidi woy. 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 Oma awo bezara guru pema sidi woy.
Better still. Do you need a cushion?
No.
Oma awo bezara guru pema sidi woy. 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 Oma awo bezara guru pema sidi woy.
I hope everyone is well. Yeah? We need everyone to be well. So yeah. So I think this pilgrimage tour has been quite an impact on a lot of people, if not all of us, emotionally as well as internally. And now being 1 year since our Kyabje Lama Tubden Sopa Rinpoche passed away, one of the things that we are able to do here, visit Rinpoche's legacy, Rinpoche's vision, and see how much of an impact Rinpoche has had, not just around the world, because in here everyone's from all over the world here. So the impact is not just around the world, but even in the deep hidden valleys of the Himalayas, the impact has been so huge. And all of you being eyewitnesses during the last few days, I'm sure it has helped you understand life in a different way, helped you understand your own emotions in a different way, helped you understand the teachings of Kyabje Lama Tudu Sopa Rinpoche, the teachings of His Holiness, and the teachings of Buddha in a different perspective. I personally am not a very ritualistic person or a cultural person. I have tried to stay away or ran away from culture and rituals for a very long time. But it's a huge, it's a huge part of practice when it comes to personal practice. So, and throughout the last few days, all of you have made it all the way up here, other than Venerable Serala, and thanks to Venerable Sera and Anik Khando, is it? Yeah, Venerable Khando. This was possible, so all of you should be thanking the two Venerables for their hard effort and their vigorous, resilience to making this happen. And especially with your few days that you spent with Venerable Sera in the mountains, I'm sure you have seen how passionate she is about Dharma, right, and about practice, and how passionate she was about making this pilgrimage trip work. So we all dedicate to her health, her long life, and again, Ani Khandola also, she couldn't make it because of her father's not being well. So please do. Now you're having this opportunity to come to these holy lands and do so much practice and so much prayers. I request all of you to dedicate your prayers and your practices to Ani Khando's, Venerable Khando's father, and for Venerable Sarah's swift recovery. So throughout this journey, as you have been witness to, the immense, what is the contribution that Kyabchen Lama Thupten Sopa Rinpoche has done throughout the valley, throughout the region. I think it gives you a different perspective on how simple life can be, in some ways, right? We come from all over the world. It's a crazy world, a world full of lies, what we say, deception, scams, that, this, and it happens even up here. It happens, but when you, I think a lot of you have approached me and told me that you see the innocence in the, what do you call, the raw livelihood here, and the people. And we need to understand that this is a different way of living, right? Unlike our way of living and how the world has come to right now, full of destruction, war, and greed. So the perspective that we have on the world, I think it gives us a different glimpse on it. So I think this is one important thing to keep inside you, inside of yourselves, to really understand life itself in some ways. Now when it comes to dharma, I always say the first step to understanding dharma is understanding life. And the first way to understanding life is understanding yourself. Right? You don't understand yourself, you won't understand life. If you don't understand life, no matter how hard of an approach you give towards life, whether it be from a practical perspective or from a religious perspective or from a spiritual perspective, it doesn't make much of a change. I've seen people come and go. Yeah, they come 1 year, they're interested, they're blown away from all of these magical, what we call it, magical, aspirational way, methods. And after 2 years, gone. Back to their normal life, in their normal, what we say, cocoon. So I think that is one important aspect of Dharma, is understanding life. And that's why I wanted to focus on the three principal paths. And then, of course, all of you coming from the Heart Sutra, which our most precious Gandhi Rinpoche, my personal teacher, such a profound teaching that he gave. And you all have had the opportunity to go through it. Maybe I thought, because it's very profound, and even I myself don't understand it at all, but maybe because I have a little bit of philosophical background, I can help you understand a little bit, if there are some, some loopholes, some, some places that, specs that need to be filled in. So that's why, that's the two things that we would cover within the 4 days, 5 days, 4 days, 4 days. And let's keep it simple. I want all of you to relax, not like a normal where you need to, so keep yourself relaxed, enjoy. And like I said yesterday, if you feel like it's too much and maybe this room is full of people, so you don't feel like there's enough oxygen, you can go outside. There's no. When I was in the monastery and I was, as a Rinpoche on the top, and the pujas go on for 2 hours, and I had to pee, but I couldn't get up because, there's this thought of what would people say, what would they think, so none of that, okay? This is out of the door already. So you don't have to worry about that. If you need to go pee-pee, you go pee-pee. If you need to stretch yourself, but I need all of you to be relaxed. The better, the more relaxed you are, the more calm you are, the more open you are. And the more open you are, the more you can take in. Okay, so this is the perspective we are going to the perspective we're going to approach with. Okay. So yeah, so when it comes to the three principal aspects of the path, let's go back to Buddha's time. Buddha himself, as you all know, was a wandering saint or a teacher, guide. Now the word guide is extremely important because unlike a lot of different religion where the person who forms the religion or whatever takes full responsibility, whether it be a creation perspective, saying that they are the creator and they have created certain aspects of this and certain aspects of that, or whether it be from a different approach where it's faith-based, totally faith-based, where they say, if you have faith in me, you don't have to worry at all. Well, Buddhism has a different approach. It's neither of those, right? Buddhism has an approach of, we say, practice, which is contemplation. And that's what Buddha did. I'm sure you know the story of Buddha very well, as all of you are Buddhist. But they are really, really wonderful stories. Not related to magic where Buddha flew and Buddha made this happen and that happen and Buddha, cured these people. Not like that. But touching hearts, showing methods and ways to tweak the mind, tweak the heart, the feeling deep within yourself, and the contemplation and the methods that he has taught to use to tweak those things, to give you different perspectives of life, different perspective to approach problems, as we say, solutions to problems. And if you know the Four Noble Truths, that's basically it, right? You know the suffering, you find the means. You find the means, you find the cessation, and then the path to the cessation, right? So this is a very logical method to use, not just in Dharma. Now, of course, Buddha taught it to be used in Dharma, but whether you are a scientist, whether you are a doctor, whether you are an astronaut, whatever it is, it works in the same way, right? You find a problem. People who want to be billionaires, you're interested in making money, it's the same method. You find a problem, you find the solution, right? You find the cessation, and you find the means to create that cessation, or the path to there, voila. Right? That's how billionaires become billionaires. So simple method in order to tweak with problems and work them out. So that's, I think, an important part of Dharma. A lot of people are very inspired by magic, by wonders. And that's one thing Buddha actually stopped people from doing. Devadatta, Buddha's cousin, was a what do you call, magician? What's that name? Magician? Tujen, magician, manifest. Magician, Tujen, conjurer. Yeah, that's a better word, conjurer. So Devadatta was an amazing conjurer. He was very, very powerful. He could fly. He could do all kinds of magic things. And Buddha had kicked him out of the what is it, the Sangha, Sangha color, Sangha community. Buddha had kicked him out of the Sangha community because he was using these means to attract more students. And Buddha said, no, that's not the way. That's not how we do it. So, if you're inspired by magic, it's all over the world, in different cultures, in different religions, even in Christianity. Jesus turned the river into wine. Jesus cured blind people, did all kinds of different magics. But when it came to Buddha, he said no. Not that he doesn't have the power to, but that's not the right way to lead people to enlightenment. People don't reach enlightenment by being inspired by magic. You don't get enlightened by doing that. Right? You want to get enlightened, you need to work with the two obscurations. You need to deal with the two core obscurations within yourself. Without dealing with that, there's no escape. If someone comes and claims that him coming and putting his hand on your head can take you out of liberation, that's bullshit, basically. It is. It is. And I've heard, even His Holiness has mentioned, and he has heard also, he has mentioned many times in his teachings, that in China, there's a lot of monks or a lot of lamas who come, say, okay, you give me this much money, I'll do this puja for you and liberate your family. It's a huge scam. When Buddha himself couldn't do it, no one else could. And I'm sure you all know the story of the mother and the kid and Buddha. You know, when the mother came, the son of the mother had passed away, he came to Buddha, this amazing person, this what do we say, this enlightened being. He can help my son. He can bring back my son from the dead. So with this wish, she went to Buddha. And Buddha said, okay, I'll bring him alive, but you need to get a handful of rice from from a household where no one has died. So she went around from house to house to house, many houses she went. And what do you think happened? There's no household where no one has died. And that was a huge lesson for her. Yeah. It's not about detachment. It's about embracing. Yeah. A lot of people mistake detachment from embracing. They think detachment is letting go, hating, anger, kicking out. That's not about that. You can have love and learn to let go as well. So these are the lessons that are important in life to reach that Buddhahood. Yeah. So anyway, coming back to the concept of Buddha and how he led his life, it was simplicity that made things, what do we say, come together. And simplicity is one of the first methods that I believe that you need to follow when it comes to dharma, when it comes to Buddhism. You think having HYT, highest yoga tantra, and this initiation and 100 zillion different practices and mantras and that and this can make a huge difference if there's no change within here? No. Karmically, maybe some difference. It helps you. When we studied philosophy, the huge difference within the what do we say, root marriage. Yes, huge difference between root marriage between Arya beings and bodhisattvas. Huge difference. Huge difference. Bodhisattva doing like this 1 second and Arya being doing 300, 400 days is still cannot compete. That's the difference. And it's not the difference because bodhisattvas can fly and Aryas cannot fly. No. Arya beings have immense power. Pretty close to bodhisattvas. But the mindset is totally different. The approach is totally different. The impact is totally different. So you see, the marriage. So you see, the root marriage is created not by, what do we say, how much action you do, but the core essence is the motivation. The change in the thought, the change in the motivation, the change in the concept, the change in the view. That's what makes a difference. Right? So this is one other, I think, extremely important part in Dharma that we need to focus on. Keep to the basics. Hold on to, if something inspired you to become a Buddhist, or if something inspired you in order to approach the methods taught in Dharma, stick to that thing. You need to hold on to that like it's your life. Some people, it's devastation. We say, no, you hit rock bottom, is it? You hit rock bottom and then someone comes and, or you read a book or dharma or something, and talks about something so essential that it changes your mind and inspires you to take this path. That is your lifeline, okay? That one you need to hold on like this. Then you go into Buddhism. As you grow higher, you become old student, you become more well known, you become that, you become this. Then instead of becoming more humble, then more more pride. Yeah, instead of becoming more genuine, it's becoming more competitive. This is not the method. So hold on to the basics. What brought you in is going to take you to the ultimate path, and that's what you need to hold on to. Whether it be bodhicitta, whether it be the concept of impermanence, whether it be the concept of love and compassion, whether it be the concept of the path and the achievements, or whether it be an inspiration by a guru. Kyabje Lama Thupten Sopo Rinpoche and I had a very, I think, relationship was, for me, it was such a different kind of relationship from any other guru I had. Gadenti Rinpoche was with me like this. He was sitting on top, I was sitting on down. He was teaching me one-to-one like this every day. Not every day, nearly every day. Yeah, for the last 18, 16 years in Sera. Rinpoche, I served Rinpoche. I went to Singapore, I went to Amravati, in Sera. I never really sat with Rinpoche and talked. I think a lot of you had that opportunity to really sit down with Rinpoche and speak your heart out and have Rinpoche, guide you through each step of your life. I think a lot of you have that kind of relation. I never had that relation. I asked Rinpoche what he has planned for me. No, nothing. Nothing, really, nothing. At one point, I was so desperate, I actually asked Mary Colony, maybe you all know. I actually asked Mary Colony to go and ask Rinpoche on behalf of me. Okay, Rinpoche, what do you want me to do? What is your plan for me? But still nothing. But Rinpoche taught me in a different way. Just by watching Rinpoche, it was such an inspiring way. The way he lived his life was so inspiring. Amravati, I spent more than, I think, 10, 15 days with Rinpoche. I was young that day, 16, 17 years old maybe I was. I couldn't keep up, no. Impossible. Literally impossible to keep up. Rinpoche didn't sleep whole night. And he wanted me to come to puja. All night. Yeah. We had Rinpoche would do his water offering, the water offering in the morning, then his prayers, then he would go for teaching, then he would come back, and by the time he came back, there would be hundreds of people outside waiting for him, lined like this. And Rinpoche would sit down and, each and every person, he would listen to their problems, he would offer them, blessings, all, Rinpoche had a whole bundle of different blessings that he had to, he took the time to put on each and every one's head, and bless them with these powerful mantras and powerful relics and all of that. He took time for them. And then after that, we would offer dinner, but dinner time had to wait because Rinpoche would have started another talk with another group, and it would take another 1 to 2 hours, right? So by the time Rinpoche is having dinner, we would have heated up the dinner maybe 3-4 times. There was the concept of hunger didn't exist. And then after dinner, then Rinpoche would look down and he'd say, okay, this person came today, his mother is sick. This person came today, his sister is sick. This person came today, he had this problem. And it was a long list. And then Rinpoche would put down, okay, for this person we have to do Thara Puja, for this person we have to do Tukjuma, for this person we have to do Jambel Sencho, for this person, and then it went on. Everyone would have gone and slept, but Rinpoche went on thinking whole night about these people. Rinpoche's teachings were different. When it comes to history, I'm not good. So I don't know much about Rinpoche's past. But during the time that I knew Rinpoche, the inspiration was beyond. Normally, when you see someone who inspires you, there's a strong belief within yourself that, oh yeah, that's my, what is the word, idol, is it? That's my idol. And you want to be someone like that, or you are inspired to become something like that. But when it came to Rinpoche, there was no reaching. It's beyond. Sorry. So anyway, Rinpoche's teachings were different. Sorry, I'm going to keep it like this for a while, okay? Show Rinpoche here. Yeah. So, one of the last teachings that Rinpoche taught for me was through his manifestation of passing away. teaching of impermanence. And how we are so stuck with the concept of permanence, the view of permanence within ourselves. So sudden. Such an amazing teaching. We have studied years on impermanence, right? Years and years on impermanence. It's becoming an emotional session. Sorry. Huh?
We all need it.
So anyway, we have studied years and years on impermanence, debated all the definitions and this and that and how they debate and how they understand this and how we understand it and how we are supposed to understand it. But a small glimpse of Rinpoche's manifestation, quite unbelievable actually. Cannot compare. Cannot compare to years of study. So anyway, a lot of people couldn't understand what Rinpoche was teaching, so they had to type things. And when Rinpoche taught in English, I also had a little bit of hard time understanding. And of course, the root ignorance is there, so it makes it harder to understand the teachings of a great being. And now you sit down and sometimes you listen, Rinpoche talking about compassion. How we should be compassionate too. And Rinpoche goes on for hours. Mosquito, frog, this, that. This is bodhicitta at its peak level. When you can go on for hours mentioning each and every being, that's bodhicitta at its peak level. We say all sentient beings. That's it. We're still at the bottom. Yeah. Clear? Okay. Yeah, so yeah. Bodhicitta, when it came to Rinpoche teaching about bodhicitta, like I said, hours and hours and hours. From each place to each being, to each animal, to each insect, to each bug, to each, I don't know what else. So when you look at that, you can see the power of compassion. Real compassion is not samjit. I recited samjit amje devata devekyuda. Mere words. Mere words. Keep. Tomorrow you can change. Today you keep there. So anyway, this is my experience, and and I hope maybe there's something to learn in it for all of us. Yeah. And one other thing that Rinpoche taught so well was about emptiness. Yeah. We had big words when it came to philosophy. When I studied Madhyamika, we had big words. The more complex words we use, the what do you say? The better we thought of ourselves. Yeah. We use words not just from our own shung is what?
Texts.
Yeah, not just our own text, but also from Yashung, the ancient
The Indian scriptures.
Yeah, the Indian scriptures and all of the ancient philosophicals. Big words. And we were so proud of those. Yeah, we were. Not kidding. Sera is a very competitive place. It's a very competitive place. It's a university. It's about being the best. Not the best practitioner, but being the best at debate. No, it was. Yeah, I remember when I was younger, Gandhi Rinpoche came to Kupan, and Lama Zopa Rinpoche was also present there. No, it wasn't in Kupan, sorry. Root Institute, Bodh Gaya Root Institute. Gandhi Rinpoche was there, Kyabja Lama Zopa Rinpoche was there. Gandhi Rinpoche is unmatchable when it comes to philosophy, okay? Literally unmatchable. Even now he remembers all the texts word by word. These beings, their minds are uncomparable, really. And Rinpoche came and visited Gandhi Rinpoche, and then they started debating. Rinpoche started debating Gandhi Rinpoche. And me being naive and young, and I was thinking, what is Rinpoche doing? No, I was really thinking that. I was thinking, what is Rinpoche doing? Now I think back, and the words that Rinpoche used was so simple. Yeah, in Sera, if you use those words, people will think like, this guy doesn't know how to debate. Rinpoche was using words like that to debate with Gandhi Rinpoche. I was there. What is Rinpoche doing? But then after that, one day I sat in Rinpoche's teaching in Singapore about emptiness. Oh my God, mind blowing. Exactly the same method that he used to teach compassion. Same method he used on emptiness. Even in the scriptures, it's not like that. In the scriptures, they say, Suk, well, Suk is what? Form, right? Form emptiness too. Suk tongpa nyi ne. Is it? Ne is what?
From form.
From form to, well, what's the end of the Sukha? Sudati Rorecha. Yeah, so it will include everything. Even in the scriptures, it will include everything. But Rinpoche never took a second to disclude anything. Yeah, every single point he would include. And that's how emptiness should be practiced. It has to be practiced. Anyway, I'm just telling my experience. I don't know much. But with what I know and what I can share, I'm more than willing to, maybe, if not to benefit yourself, maybe to benefit myself as well. One of the reasons why I'm here is because Rinpoche, when I wrote a letter to him and I expressed, why I was not continuing, Rinpoche gave a very simple answer. He said, yeah, fine. One of the requirements was that I lead retreats in Lawudo. And that time I was thinking, even now I'm thinking, what am I going to lead? I don't know anything. I cannot lead anything. Yeah. So, so yeah, that's how I ended up here with all of you. So yeah, that was one of the requirements, and I said, Rinpoche, if there's anyone who wants to listen to me or who wants to, maybe it work out, and hopefully I can. But I'm not going to go out searching for people to say, come with me, I need you. I'm not going to do that. So this time when Venerable, actually Nyima Tachi approached me, wrote me a message, and I thought, okay, I'll try it once, see where it goes. So yeah, Nyijung Chansayang the Tao Rimi Lam Ki Drupa Tachi. Rimi Lhalet, Rimani.
2 stages.
2 stages. Nyijung Chansayang the Tao Rimi Lam Ki Drupa Tachi. So Nyijung renunciation, Changju Semba, bodhicitta, or His Holiness calls it the supreme emotion. And then Yang Da Petawa. Yang Da Petawa is like the supreme view, right? Concept. This is the view of emptiness. So that's what we are going to concentrate on. But keep in mind, I'm not an expert, so I'm going to try my best to help you or help myself around a little bit. But whatever I can, I'll try my best. And the reason I chose this is because this is one of the core practices of Buddhism. Yeah, extremely important. You can practice on, you can focus your practice on these 3, and you don't need anything else. This is how powerful these practices are. It's a conceptual practice. It's a mental practice. It's a habitual practice, and this is the core of all practices. And I always say, in order to enter tantric path, because nowadays a lot of lamas going around saying, oh, the fastest path is the tantric path, so take HY, highest yoga tantra, take this, take that. A lot of these things going on, which I'm not a big fan of. Because the only reason why tantric path is known to be the fastest path is because in order to enter tantric path, you need at least
Uncontrived experience.
Yeah, even if you don't have full realization, you need uncontrived experience. You need uncontrived experience of these 3, just in order to enter the tantric path. That's what makes tantric path so powerful. So if you want to use your HYT practices to excel in your wherever you have reached, yeah, you need to concentrate on these 3 points extremely well, understand it extremely well. So this is why I thought it's an important thing that we need to go through. What time is it? Until what time is it? 11? Until 11? 11:30. It's 11 hours. Okay. I feel like I talked for ages. So yeah. Okay. So that is the main path or the main practice that we will focus on. And then of course, we are going to have different sessions in the evening. Sometimes we are going to have all the senior students. Like I shared my experience with Kyabche Lama Thupten Sopa, I also request the senior students, not just the senior, also the junior students with their experience also. Heart capturing experiences to inspire us every day. So we are going to do that in the evening. Yeah. Other than that, what else is there?
We're also going to do prayers in the cave.
So I'm not a big fan of prayers, but yeah, we are going to do prayers in the cave. Tomorrow I have talk. I was talking with Galden and I was saying, how long would the talk last? Is it Kupan style or is it Sera style? Sera style Lama Chopa finishes 45 minutes, huh? Kupan style longer. Rinpoche style extremely long. So which one is it? But anyway, so yeah, so this is going to be a fantastic 4 days. I want all of you to enjoy, get inspired, be inspired, and maybe we will change a little bit of ourselves when we are done, and see ourselves through a different mirror. Yeah, see ourselves a little bit more kinder, a little bit more compassionate, a little bit more calmer, a little bit more balanced. As these are the important things in practice. If you are not calm, practice doesn't work. If you are not balanced, practice doesn't work. Right? So that's why a lot of people, including Tsuldim Nurbu you saw yesterday, he was such a practitioner. He every day go in, reach the Kanyu Dengyu. But when stability is not there, then, and karmic connection is, karmic impact is there, then some things doesn't work out. You need to get rid of those karmic imprints, and that's where prayer comes into play, right? So yeah, so nyejun chang yang da dao rim yelam gi duba ta jin shos rim lo khasa the two stages. So in order to finish the accumulation of the 2 stages, you need to go through the 3 principal paths of practice. Yeah, nyejun chang yang da be dawa, renunciation, bodhicitta, and the view of emptiness. Now we start with renunciation. A lot of people I think the approach to renunciation, because dunga khoa chempungbo, my teacher always used to say, dunga khoa chempungbo. Renunciation, in modern concept, renunciation is to let go. Yeah, to give up wealth, to give up, worldly concerns, to give up worldly concerns. We are concentrating so much. When you talk about renunciation, we are talking so much of giving up worldly concerns, giving up money, giving up house, giving up good car, giving up luxury life. But in reality, that's not renunciation. Yeah, dunga koa jem pungpo, dunga suffering, koa samsara, pungpo, the body, the gross body, the form of the body. Understanding what samsara is. Yeah, samsara is not the earth we live in. This is not samsara. Yeah, it's an illusion. Delusion or illusion? Illusion? Yeah, so illusion. It's an illusion. The concept that we arise, that we particularly susceptible to, right? And then we merge that concept with what is real and what is not real. So these are illusions. Samsara is from a different perspective of understanding what suffering is. If you understand suffering, you understand samsara. If you don't understand suffering, you don't understand samsara. As simple as that. You look at your body, cause to suffering. That's where the cause and conditions towards samsara comes into play. Yeah, dunga we say, right? So the cause to suffering comes into play. You look at your body. We are not just beings, intelligent beings that are capable of great destruction. We are also intelligent beings that are capable of great. What is the opposite of destruction? Creation. Great creation. That doesn't mean we are creators, okay? Don't go to the concept of creators. That's a totally different part. So when we look at suffering, you close your eyes, you look at yourself, you look at your body, you look at your senses, you look at what is going through from way up there from your mind and what is going through your body. All the way. And the concept that appears because of this body. That's the core essence of where samsara arises. It's a concept, it's a constructive view that is brought up based on what we say, based or fueled by the root ignorance. It's as simple as that. You can be a billionaire living in a luxurious life, but have very, very, very clear understanding of what do we say, renunciation is. Does it make sense? Good. So, understanding the concept that led us to where we are right now, I think a lot of people, when we meditating, we're always meditating, focusing on objects like breath, nose, feeling. But then when you are intellectually scratching the surface of your destructive emotions, such as your anger, try making yourself angry. Have you ever tried that? Something else comes out. Try messing with your pride. You change. You think you're so calm and you're so nice and you're so try messing with yourself. It's not a very, what do we say, what is it? It's not a very pleasant experience. When someone, now you trying to do that, you might be a little bit delusional and you can say, oh yeah, I'm able to control my anger, I'm able to control my pride. Now you make someone angry at you. Right? Someone messes with your stuff, someone messes with your what do we say, your what you said, someone messes with your your view. And then you're gone. You're lost. You're no more there. So the representation in reality is totally different from what you're thinking. We're always telling ourselves, oh, we are so good, we're so nice, we're kind. I'm a Buddhist, I'm very kind. But you look inside, you scratch the surface. You're not that. You're very, very proud of things, especially yourself, especially what you have done. Oh, I've done 100,000 liberations. Oh, the news has got to go all over the world. It has to reach this person, especially the lamas. Oh, I need to tell this lama, this lama, this lama. Do you think that's practice? That's a joke. No, it really is a joke. You want to do practice? It's internal. You don't go around sharing your practice, telling everyone, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I've achieved this. Have you ever seen His Holiness do that? Have you ever seen Lama Zopa Rinpoche do that? Why? So you need to know the essences of practice. What is important? What is not important? If you are unable to control your mind and tweak your mind in certain aspects, practice is never going to be there. No. You can do, like I said, you can recite this whole book every day for the rest of your life. No. You might be accumulating merit to support your practice in path for coming lives in the future, but this life you're not going to get far. Not very far. Anyway, that's my view of things. Again, like I said, everyone has their own view. I respect everyone's view. If you have a different view, you're more than welcome to keep holding on to that view. There's nothing to it. But that's my view. That's what I've learned, especially from Gandhi Rinpoche. That's what I've learned. Simple. Simplicity is important. Humblicity. A lot of people go searching for so many different gurus and lamas and that and this. For me, I have three very important ones. His Holiness, and Gandhi Rinpoche. And all three of them, the humblicity, I'm sure you all will agree with me. If you don't, then okay, we can have a debate after the But when it comes to personal practice, the humbleness, the level of humbleness for who they are is amazing. No one in their position, if anyone else other than His Holiness was in His Holiness's position, I'd tell you, whoa, imagine the power he has. He says one word, there are tens of thousands of people who are willing to die for him. Really, they're willing to give their life up for him. But the humblicity, the life that he lives. So these are important practices, okay, I think. Think about it. These are important practices. You making yourself someone so, what do we say, great, and someone who has achieved so many things is not going to benefit so much in your practice. Maybe when it comes to worldly, power, you gain a lot. But worldly power is one life, we need to understand that. Yeah? If you are not a believer of next life, go ahead. Indulge yourself in worldly power. But if you are someone who believes in next life, it's something to be concerned about. Yeah. Yesterday, the guy who did the stupa, I think one of the words that he said was quite touching when he said, money, what did he say? Money was what? Blind. Money was blind. That's a strong word that came out from someone who lives up here where everything is so expensive. Yeah, one bottle of water is 200 rupees, where you can get one bottle of water for 20 rupees in Kathmandu. So these are things, I think that's why I say simplicity. And I've noticed a lot of you are emotionally so captured by this livelihood, the people here. Why do you think that is? Simplicity, innocence. This is what captures you. It's not the magic. Did you see anyone flying? I didn't. Did you see any rainbows? Well, I didn't. Maybe some fairies, maybe some dakinis. I didn't. But still, a lot of you are crying. A lot of you are emotionally touched. Why do you think that is? Deep within ourselves, we like we say, Seshirikpa, clear and what is it? Knowing, clear and knowing. The mind, we say, the mind is diluted by, mind is like clear sky. It's only diluted by clouds. That essence, that tingle within yourself that comes up sometimes. This is what we say. This is the. No, this is the. I don't know the word. It's so hard to find words. Because of the small specks, specks of our true mind. Does that make sense? Yeah, small aspects of our true mind coming up in momentarily, without even thinking. When you see a small baby cow, oh, you're so cute. Yeah. So we are very, very captured by innocence, captured by raw authenticity. That's the word, raw authenticity. And that's because our mind in nature is clear, it's raw, it's very, very, very innocent. Then you put this, you put that, you put this, you meet that person, you listen to that person, you listen to this person. Oh, then your mind is all over the place, right? So Nyejung, renunciation. The concept of renunciation is understanding what to renounce. It's not about money, it's not about house, it's not about luxury, it's not about giving up worldly possessions. It's about seeing what is keeping you circulated inside this wheel and giving up those. Money is not keeping you inside samsara. That one I can guarantee you. It's the mind, the thought, the concept that we have of money that is keeping you there. It's two completely different things. You think you will be happy without money? No. You will suffer. You will suffer you will suffer a lot without money, okay? Especially in this world. This world you need money. Yeah, you need money to keep yourself healthy, you need money to travel, you need money to see, you need money to visit, you need money to offer, you need all kinds of different things you can use money for. But the concept, the attachment, the greed, now that's keeping you in the cycle. So it's knowing what is keeping you inside the cycle. That's what you need to renounce. The concept behind it. Something like that. Make sense? Good. So then second comes body. Right? When you look at our body, I think I used this example. When you first fall in love, you first fall in love with a goddess. Then you get to know that person, or a god. Then you get to know that person, and that god or that goddess becomes human. Right? You get to know that person, becomes human. And then at the end of the relationship, that same person is either a devil. Right? What's the female form of devil? Devless? Demoness. Then I want to sue, I want to kill. This is reality. You fall in love with something that is totally untrue, that's what happens. So when you learn to love authenticity, that's where pure emotions come up. When you learn to love a small cow, a baby cow, for the innocence, for what it is, and not because of our expectation and our view of that cow. Right? Today you look at the cow, you say, oh, this cow is the manifestation of Heruka. Tomorrow this cow hits you, boom! God! Yeah, different. So the perspective that we apply when we are approaching things is an important aspect. Perspective. And the same applied for our own self. You look at yourself, you need to understand the raw self within yourself. Not yourself where you are imprinting, or what we say, playing with, is it? Tapa. Like when someone says, oh, this guy is so nice and so compassionate, and in front of this guy is very compassionate, but then behind is a totally different person. Deceiving? Not with the concept of deceiving yourself. If you are able to be yourself, with yourself and with everyone around you, that's a whole different level of peace. Trust me, that is. When you are trying to be one person in front of him, when you are trying to be one person in front of that person, when you are trying to be... it's not easy. 1 year, 2 years, maybe you can do. Whole life, you're going to go crazy up here. Really, you are. Well, stop doing that. You need to stop doing that. Yeah, so when it comes to perspective of understanding yourself, I think these are the important parts of who you are. And you need to start learning who you are. Without understanding who you are, what kind of path is applicable for you, no one will be able to tell you. That's why a lot of people go to lamas and say, oh, which practice do you think I should do? Then they say one practice, and after 3 years they say, oh, this practice is so hard for me. I don't think I can do. You went and you asked. I mean, what do you expect to get? Right? There's a lot of people go to ask the Lama Zopa, what should I do? Oh, 100,000 billion mantras, prostration. What do you expect? Right? You need to know yourself, to know the path that is suitable for you. So, searching yourself is important. So when it comes to, I think when it comes to meditation, that is the first thing you need to do, is search yourself. Find your suffering inside yourself. What are the things inside yourself that you need to work on? These are the essences of practice. Unless you know your internal problems, you know. And we are not taught that in the modern world. We are not taught that. We are taught to learn to live in a certain way that the government or that a society has impacted us to follow in the rule that is inspired by someone who doesn't know what life is all about. That's what we are. And we follow that rule and we live up to it. We try very hard to live up to it, but at the end of the day, I do counseling and I meet a lot of people. Oh, the things that are going inside here. Too much. Too complicated. Every single thing is detailed. Every single thing is a problem. Every single thing is something that matters to them. And none of those things are eternal. All external. That person, blah, blah, this person, blah, blah, that business, blah, blah, this, blah. Nothing is eternal. I don't know how to deal with my inner confliction, with how to deal with... No. Make sense? You have experience? So yeah, Nyejung Khoa Chen Phungpo. Nyejung, renunciation, Khoa, samsara, Phungpo, the body. And then we need to understand, how is it that we are so addicted to senses? The five senses, right? Chorwa we say senses, right? Chorwa, senses? Feeling. Yeah, feeling. Feeling or senses? Feeling? Sensation. Five senses, is it? What are the five senses? Last one is touch. Then some people have sixth sense. I've had a lot of people approaching me. I have this sense, I can sense this, I can sense this. A lot of people have come, yeah. I never sense any like that, but I don't know. Some people have that sense. Whether you believe or not, like I said, sometimes senses creation inside here, but maybe sometimes you can also sense something different. But anyway, five senses, whether it be the five senses or the six senses, we are so attached to that. And we try our best to avoid anything that displeases the five senses. Anything that displeases the five senses, we are out of the door. There's this story about two practitioners. One is a tantric practitioner and one is a philosophical practitioner. One is a philosophical practitioner and one is a tantric practitioner. So this philosophical practitioner, he was going on the road. In those days you had to walk weeks and weeks, So he was walking, and one night he met up with this tantric practitioner. He had a little bit of dough, right? Dough like that. Flour. Yes, he had a little bit of flour. And the tantric practitioner, he had a little bit of spice. So they said, okay, come, we have dinner together today. We make thukpa. So okay. Then after making the thukpa, this tantric practitioner wanted to have more thukpa for himself. So they both had one bowl, and then after, this tantric practitioner wanted to have everything else for him. So this tantric practitioner, you know the kangling we call it. What do you call kangling?
Thigh bone trumpet.
A thigh bone trumpet is full of when you know in all the Tibet the tantric practitioner they carry their own thigh bone trumpet, and it's full of their saliva, right? So this practitioner, he put the thigh bone trumpet inside the soup, inside the thukpa, and did a stir. Yeah, and when he did the stir, he said, what is it? What is it? What is it? Tantric practitioner, we have no chakchok. Changchok is clean and
Concept of clean and dirty.
yeah. So he said, we tantric practitioner have no concept of clean and dirty. Started. Then this philosophical practitioner, he got very mad. I'm not going to do it. So he kicked it and he threw all the thukpa onto the ground. He kicked it. And he said, "Singi bala dangjing me." See, philosophical practice have no
Grasping to the eye.
No grasping to the eye. How did this story come up? What was I talking about? Senses. Yeah. So when it comes to it's an interesting story, yeah? How we think and how we can deal with situations based on our perspective of looking at things, which when applied is actually makes whole sense, right? If you don't have sense of grasping, then the noodle is of no use, which is true. And if you have no sense of clean and dirty, then this should be no problem. So we are so engrossed and stuck with the concept of what is and what should be and how should be. And those are led by the five senses. For some, the six senses. Mostly for the five senses. Anyone have six senses here? Maybe we can learn a little bit more about the six senses. If anyone has, you can share. In the philosophy, six senses, Yamara. Yeah. Mushe is a developed, I think it's a developed sense. It's not a natural sense. Mushe is it's a developed sense. Mushe is clairvoyance. Anyone want clairvoyance? No? Yes. Yes? Kharsa. Shamatha. Practice shamatha. Raya, sim ne be top gula din rangi mi bala jida din da nyambar jin shinjang ge dewa. Yeah? That is slagtung. Shine, that is shine. Same way, you need to practice on the nine methods of the mental, single pointed concentration to Who's ready? It's strange, how we want everything, but we don't want to put in the effort. Think about it. You want something, you need to start putting effort in it, okay? That is important. So yeah. So when it comes to the five senses, we are some ways slaves to it. The concept is that we are slaves to the five senses. And the five senses are brought up by the body. I remember once we were in this place, Sai Baba place. You know the name? No? Somewhere between Mysore and Puttaparthi? Yeah, Puttaparthi. I don't know, maybe Puttaparthi. Anyway, we went to this place because there's this, and there was invited to do prayers for Sai Baba. We went there and we met Sai Baba with a big afro. Is it called afro? With a big afro, and then he did some magic like this. And then we met one of his students, and one of his students approached and asked, well, he not approached us, but he approached us and he was telling us this story about how Sai Baba saved him near death experience. So we being philosophers, we like to ask questions, right? So he told his story and he was like, oh yeah, I was in the car crash, and when we car crash, I came out of the body and I saw my body here, and then Sai Baba came and Sai Baba blessed my body, and, pushed me back in, and voila, I was alive. Something like that. I'm making a little bit of masala, but something like that. But that was the initial story. So we were sitting there and we were thinking, okay, if your body is there and somehow something came out of your body, didn't come out of your body, like it's not like your body, it's not like what is this cells dividing, right? So we were asking how did your body, was it your mind that was out of the body, or what is your soul that was out of the body? What was it? And he was like, I think it's something like the soul or something. Then does your soul have eyes and nose and mouth? And because the way he was explaining it is he saw Sai Baba here, he saw his body. So we were debating it, we were making things a little bit complicated for him. So sorry. But yeah, it's nice to know how these things work, right? In the Buddhist philosophy, the eye consciousness is connected to the eye organ. Yeah, nose consciousness is connected to the nose organ. Yeah.
You say sense power.
Sense power? Yeah. No sense. Organ.
Sure.
Yeah, organ. Sense power is something different, I think. So anyway, in philosophy, it's explained in that way. Now, how these senses work and how they are approached when it comes to object, then the mind is the implication of how the object appears to those senses. Yeah? For us, when we smell shit, we smell disgusted. Yeah, disgusting smell. But then those flies who like to go around and sit on the shit and suck in they love it. Yeah, they're attracted to that smell. No, they are really, they're attracted to that smell. The smell difference, I don't think so. But the concept is completely different. For them it's food, for us is discretion, right? Is it the word? Excretion. Sorry, what's discretion? So that's the difference. Right? That's the idea that we imply on things. And same thing goes with beauty. There's this beautiful word that I read from Richard Dawkins. He's an atheist. He wrote the book God Delusion. I love that book. Not because, not because other reasons, but for some particular reasons I like that book a lot. Anyway, in that book he says if you learn to love the garden without having to believe in fairies in the garden. That's a powerful word. You want to learn to love the garden, you need to learn to love the garden for what it is. Not for the whole different creation that you imply. And that's what people like to do. You all have your own garden and you all want your garden to be special. Right? But then you look at your garden, you look at someone else's garden and you see it's exactly the same. So now you put some little bit of masala in and you say, okay, my garden has a little fairy in it. And then someone else hears about it and they are not happy. My garden has a big fairy in it. Right? This is how things are created. Mental creation, obscuration. Yeah, because of the the grasping to the concept of the I, and how, how that makes you feel different from someone else, from others. And then the empowerment of feeling, of knowing and feeling that others see you differently. Make sense? Good. I'm always scared that what I say sometimes doesn't make sense. Then I'm in big trouble. So yeah, and then so the senses come with this body. Another thing that comes with body is the different kinds of suffering that the Buddha saw. Right? What was it? Sickness, old age, death. What was the other one? Birth. There you go. Birth. For a lot of us, we don't remember birth. For mother, they remember. Right? Father's other side, yeah. Mothers know birth, the suffering of birth. If you are a mother, I'm sure you know what suffering of birth is all about. But they are willing to go through the suffering because what they are bringing into this world is comparatively, that suffering is nothing. That's why I think because of this concept, compassion, when it comes to compassion, bodhicitta. So when it comes to mind generation of bodhicitta, the example is always mother. So the mother is a very, very core concentration. And the reason is because of that. I think one of the reasons is because of that. So anyway, birth. Then what was the next one? Oh, hello! Welcome. How are you feeling?
Great.
We have a doctor again. Yay! Yeah, birth. Then the second is what? Aging or death or sickness? Aging. Sometimes sickness comes before, I think. Most times sickness comes before. A lot of us fall sick before aging. So then sickness. Sickness, again, a concept that I work a lot with because I work with a few different people when it comes to hospital care. Yeah, we have hospital mental counseling care. So when it comes to that, then I deal with people who have sickness, but that sickness is affecting mentally. Mentally they are not sick, like they're not crazy, but it's affecting them mentally. Yeah. So yesterday I was talking with, who was it I was talking with? I was talking with you. We were talking about care, health care, and how the mental has an impact. Yeah, was it you? Yeah, we were talking, right? How the mental has an impact on the physical. Yeah, people who are completely mentally okay, they hear they have cancer, after 2 days they're good as dead, flat. They can't eat, they can't sleep, they can't nothing. Then I have one friend who has both kidneys removed and has to go to blood dialysis I think twice every week or something like that. And he has one pipe here, one pipe here, one pipe here, one pipe here. Because they too much dialysis, they can't find the blood vessel here, then they do here, then they can't find here, they do here. It's crazy. But even though he looks sick, he doesn't act sick. Yeah, people want to go play football. I also want to go play football. Yeah? And now what? 8, 9, 10, 11 years. Still alive. Still going strong. Not bodily, body is just bones and skin only. But mentally he is much more alive than a lot of us. A lot of us. For a lot of us, we have issues and we lose ourselves. For a lot of us, small thing and I want to kill myself. A lot of people like that. You need to learn to take different approaches in life, mentally. And when you learn to do that, it changes how you live your life, how inspired, how strong you become. It changes a lot of things. Even if your body is unable to walk and unable to do all of this, mentally you're so active, you're so happy. And Lama Zopa's method, Dakshin Yamje, one of the best methods to practice bodhicitta, exchanging oneself with others. That practice itself gives Rinpoche so much inspiration. Yeah, when Rinpoche had the stroke, paralysis, Rinpoche, you need exercise, use the ball, squeeze the ball. No. Rinpoche, you do chair for this guy. Oh. See the inspiration there? It's different approach. The wantingness to do it, and joyful laugh. Of course, there's so much pain to move this much, but his laughing is not his head off, but Rinpoche's laugh, this amazing laugh, with so much pain. Still, the whole movie is moving just to make that happen. So inspiration is a very, 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 very powerful tool. You need to learn to use it. Yeah? If you want to be successful, whether it be in business, whether it be in worldly things, or whether it be in your practice, you need to learn to use things that inspire you. Okay, what time is it? Still half an hour. Are you serious? We've been going on and on. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. A little bit of Huh? No, I'm just kidding. I was just kidding. I can go on and on. It's so much more. There's so much more. We just covered the body. Nothing else. We just covered the body. But yeah. You want to do question answers? Are you tired? Back pain, little bit pain? You can stretch yourselves, go like this. Oh, that feels good. That feels good. Well, like this maybe. So yeah, I think I'll stop here now. If you want to do question answers, we can maybe do. What time is it? 11. We can do one question. If you want to do question, but if you want to do prayers, or maybe you want to meditate on what I talked about, you can do that also. If you feel like meditating, you can meditate on that. I give you 30 minus 7, how much? 23, 22, 22, 23, 23 minutes. What do you want to do? Meditation? Okay. So yeah, you can,
Lead us on a meditation.
No, you think about what I talked about. We talked about a lot of topics. Think about it. We talked about a lot of topics. We talked about renunciation, one topic that we covered today. Briefly, then another thing I talked a lot about is Lama Zopa Rinpoche. And that's a good thing to meditate on. Who Rinpoche was, how he impacted you, what he brought into, how he inspired you, how he taught you. These are good things to meditate on. Really, really good things. Like I said, for me, Rinpoche's passing was a huge teaching on impermanence. I never learned anything more about impermanence than having to face Rinpoche's holy body. For me, Rinpoche was always there. That's the concept I had. And it happened so suddenly. These are good things to meditate on, important things. You want to connect with your Guru again? This is one way. So choose your topic. I'm when it comes to meditation, I am a person who likes to let everyone have choose their own topic and meditate on that. Choose on it. We talked about grief, we talked about loss, we talked about renunciation, we talked about our body, we talked about finding ourselves, we talked about Rinpoche, we talked about aspiration, we talked about culture, religion and culture and practices. Yeah, we talked about Tantra as well. We talked about magic, how it's useless. There you go. Meditate. Sangye Jodan Zoge Zonam La Janjo Bado Dane Japson Dage Zoge Be Zonam Ye Nola Beje Zange Tu Aisho Chanjo Zimjo Rimbo Jema Ye Banam Geyu Yawa Nyamba Memba Yang Gone Godo Bewa Aisho Tenge Zure Yeme Je Zure Nambada Lozame Bezudenge Zuden Baro Chendo. You have any other dedications you can do? Dedication, yeah. Shanda. Chide. I'm not good in dedication. Maybe you can do some dedication you want to do? We'll do. Every day we change all the sanghas' responsibility. Morning, evening. No, just dedication. From inside, let it out, dedicate. Not too long. Just kidding. Jore moje mage bana ge yoji jawa nyamba me baya gone gondo bewaisho Rinpoche mage bana ge kyu jawa nyamba me baya gone gondo bewaisho.
We dedicate for the long life of Holiness the Dalai Lama and all our other precious teachers, especially those in the Mahayana tradition and all the FPT organization, and also for the quick return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, of course. So may Rinpoche quickly come back in our lives, and maybe always fulfill, maybe always be able to be in touch with our precious teachers, maybe always be able to fulfill their wishes in all our lifetimes. And then for the success of all the organization, for all everyone around us, all the sincere practitioners we know, and then for a personal father, mother of his life, wherever they are on this planet or not. So, and then for world peace, make all the good conditions for practice be there for everyone who wishes. Then we can dedicate for specific people who have asked us to pray for them. One guy I never met, but for 12 years in touch, because of Nalanda, where he was homeless and was always in panic, always on the border of committing suicide, so maybe, anyway, everyone can include personal people we have connection with at this moment. So, thank you so much.
You will sing the mantra.
Yeah.
You sing with me, yeah?
Guru Vajradhara Muni Shastra Shanti Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajradhara Muni Shastra Shanti Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajradhara Muni Shastra Shanti Sarva Siddhi Guru Vajradhara Muni Shastra Shanti Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajradhara Muni Shastra Shanti Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajradhara Muni Shastra Shanti Sarva Siddhi
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.